What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to work on the four-door Nova over in the other garage. But before we get to that, I got something I kind of want to update you guys on. A lot of you guys been asking what happened to the Datsun 1200. A lot of you might not even know what the Datsun 1200 is. This is my, I don't even remember the year. I think it's a 71, might be a 72. Datsun 1200. My dad and I actually went down to Orlando, Florida, probably about it was either 3 or 4 years ago, and bought this thing as a roller. Plan was to put a turbo LS in it. I stuck a mock-up block in it and hung a couple turbos, and decided that if I was going to leave it stock wheelbase, that was not going to be the motor that I was going to run on it. The car has currently got a Honda K24 motor in it, and I know that's going to make a lot of you guys want to hit the unsubscribe button, but don't do it just yet, because I think we're going to make real close to about 1,000 horsepower with this thing in this tiny little car, and the thing's going to be a riot to drive and a lot of fun. About a year ago, I had started working on this thing. We did a couple of videos on YouTube, and it was actually like the first video to kind of take off on our YouTube channel. So it was really cool. Did a couple more videos on it. Said I wanted to finish it for that year. We were kind of rolling with it. Got a lot of new subscribers because of it. And then the project kind of took a big halt. We ordered front struts from Strange in like late December, early January, and they didn't show up till I want to say mid-April. They finally got here. It's a full brake kit, pretty much like a Mustang style strut on it, and yeah, it took a few months for the parts to get here, so they finally show up. So told the guys at the shop, said, hey, whenever you want me to drop the car off, I'll bring it out to you. 3 or 4 more months go by. Car's still sitting in the garage. By that time, I'm like, there's no way this thing's gonna get done this year. So I didn't even press the issue, didn't even ask any questions. Just kind of went on with what we were doing. Did other things, and we stayed busy last summer. A few more months down the road, the car finally gets worked on. My buddy Craig did the work on it, and he did a killer job. As you can see, we put a front subframe on it. It doesn't have any springs in it right now, so it sits super low to the ground, but it's got a manual rack on it. We did the front control arms. The subframe actually ties into the bar that goes all the way through the car and all the way to the back where the ladder bars are hooked up. So super nice work. It's actually gonna make this thing very nice. It just had stock front struts on it. The Strange is gonna give us adjustability and also nice brakes. I need to get it cleaned up a little bit. It's got salt all over it, and it was real nasty when we brought this thing home. Gonna have to push this thing to the side because I've already started the Nova project that we're gonna go tackle today. And I am very bad at not finishing one project and moving to the next. So gonna leave this thing alone until we actually get the Nova running. I kind of came up with a wild idea on trying to get this thing done possibly this summer. Not gonna go out and say for what yet, but Ryan and I were kind of talking about it, how it'd be cool. Don't know if it's gonna happen yet, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that. So there's your Datsun update for a lot of the guys that have been asking. I'm sorry it's not further along than it is, but really nothing we can do about it. So we're gonna go over there to the Nova, start working on that thing and seeing how far we get on it. All right, so when we left off, I had just cut down this rear end, and I'd start working on the front. Haven't really made it anywhere on the front, but did get the rear end set in here. It's pretty close to where it's gonna be. I need to take some measurements again after I tighten the U-bolts down, just to make sure it didn't move. Pinion angle and all that's not set. This is just to see if our wheels are actually gonna fit. But flip my little light around. I put the sliders in it, and I actually just tacked my plates on, and then just got the sliders clamped with these vice grips, because I don't exactly know where this plate's gonna be. So hopefully I got enough tack on it to where I can actually put the axles in, set the thing on the ground, and you want this bolt to be about right here when the car's sitting with all the weight on the ground. So same way on this side, it's just tacked with the vice grip actually holding the slider on. So right here is a box. I already opened this up, I couldn't wait. These are our 5/8 lug studs, which I had them upgrade to. And these are my old axles. Not doing a good job of doing this by myself. These are my old axles that I had cut down. I took measurements from the rear end and gave them my measurements, and this is what they gave me. Go ahead and put those studs in, and I gotta lower the car down. Maybe I'll jump up there. I gotta grab the caliper brackets and the bearing retainers that hold the axle into the rear end, and then I can slide these things in there, and hopefully my measurements are correct, because it's gonna be a tight fit. Go ahead, throw this thing together and see what we got. Well, we got axles in this old girl, and they look to be like they're supposed to be. I don't know, I've never seen an axle inside of a 9-inch without the pig in it, but that's about center of the ring gear, and I think that's exactly what we want. Being that this is a 9-inch, we can just bolt the ends in, and we don't have to have a ring gear in here to be able to let the thing down and put weight on the rear end. So I'm really nervous about these. I don't know if my tack welds are gonna hold, but I guess we're gonna find out. My TIG welder, I can't plug into the ceiling where that 220 is plugged in. We got a goofy plug on the dyno plug that's 220, so my extension cord wasn't long enough to reach back here to be able to weld it with the TIG welder, so I had to bring the MIG welder back and tack it up. I don't want to weld the whole thing just yet, number one, and number two, definitely not welding it with this nasty machine. So I'm gonna put the jack under the rear end and let the lift down, hopefully bring the rear end up enough without knocking the sliders off to put the wheels on it, set the thing back on the ground. All right, let's let this old girl down, see what she looks like. My sliders are staying. That's making me kind of nervous. What the heck? That looks stupid. Why is it so high? I don't understand. What do we have going on under here? I'm not hitting anything. What in the world? This thing used to be slammed when it had the shackles on it. It can't, because it's on jack stands up front. That looks so stupid. That has got to be fixed. Like right now. I have no idea what happened. There's no reason why it should go higher in the air when you move the spring perch up and put sliders on it. I don't understand. But that looks stupid. If that doesn't say 1970s drag car, I don't know what does. My gosh. Joe Dirt would be proud. have to lift this thing up and see what the heck is going on underneath. All right. What do we have going on? There's no way. So I had monoleaf perches on it before, and I've got these regular perches. Nothing's welded, it's just bolted up. There's no way those have caused it to raise. That should cause it to lower if those were higher. Those monoleaf perches had to be taller. They just had to be. I can't find them. They're around here somewhere. I don't think I threw them away. I might have thrown them away. Maybe they're in this trash. You can treat your fenders like that in a car that's got some patina. I don't see them. They had to be taller. That looks stupid. My gosh. Well, at least I got clearance. But I'm stumped. I don't know what the heck's going on or why this thing is sitting like a monster truck, but definitely don't like it. So gonna have to address that. I have not updated you guys on the front yet. I really haven't done much to the front. I got, let's see what I get. I got 7 inches of travel out of the front so far. That's with the extended ball joints and not really cutting anything. I trimmed off the bump stop on the top. That's pretty much all I'm gonna get out of this thing. Unless this thing like rides on the ground like this, I'm not gonna get much more than 7 inches out of it, which is fine. Thing had 3 inches is where I set it. Originally, when I had the car out, I would use, I had stock control arms on and I welded me a bolt and a nut, kind of like that whole ordeal you got going on right there. And I had 3 inches of droop on it before. So 7 inches is definitely an improvement over factory. And then one more thing, if you guys are wondering why the doors are off, sitting over here. Everybody's gonna call this thing a race car now, and I'm only doing this because it's a heavy piece of junk. But I put Lexan and everything, and I did not go all out race car in the fronts. That's still, vent window still works. Windows still roll up and down. They're tinted, so that'll look pretty cool. And then got a light tint windshield that actually looks pretty good. I put the trim and everything back on it. So yeah, the front glass is light tinted Lexan. And then I put the trim back on it. I just riveted it in with a couple rivets right now. I'm gonna put some glue in it. And then try to take up, I got a little bit of space right there. I can take up and actually make it look like a legit windshield. And then we're gonna do the same with the back glass. It's tinted. Gonna go ahead and put that in, put some glue on it to raise the glass up a little bit, and then put the original trim back on it. So I gutted the rear doors, which I got 50 pounds out of the rear doors. The glass was heavy, like the back glass was, back and front glass I saved 20 pounds on. And then the front doors I actually only saved like 7 pounds because I kept all the regulators and everything in them. Pretty much brought you guys up to date on this thing. I'm forgetting something. Haven't decided on the engine yet. I've got multiple combos I could put together with stuff I just got laying around. There's a LSX 427 that I got under the bench over there. But problem is I don't have 6-bolt heads. I've got 3 sets of aftermarket heads. They're all 4-bolt heads. Then I've got aluminum 5.3, but it's got good Gen 4 internals, and that's an easy 1,000 horsepower engine. So why take those good internals out to put forged internals in when you might not need it? So I don't want to put a good set of heads on a junk 5.3 turbo deal and end up exploding a piston and ruining a good set of heads for a $500 engine. So I don't know what I'm doing with an engine yet. I believe I'm going with I think I'm gonna do twin 80s from VS Racing, mount them up here, but not 100% sure yet. I still got the single T6 kit on it that we put together when it had a S491 that it never went down the track on. Trying to keep you guys up to date on this thing, but not make like 10 boring videos out of it. Really, it's getting there. After I figure out the suspension, mount some front shocks, I gotta get shocks for it, and then we can go onto the turbo kit and wiring, and she should be good to go. So kind of wish I had a better update for you guys, but I'm kind of stumped on the rear suspension and got to fix that before I can move on to something else. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment below, let us know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one.